This absolutely sets a horrible precedent. It sends a signal that pro-life advocates could be assaulted and there's no consequences for those actions. This is absolutely disgusting. An assault caught on camera and these charges are dropped. Make it make sense. Hello, critical thinkers. Hope all is well. Please like the video, share the video, comment below on the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please also click on the bell notification icon and select all so that you will be notified when I go live. This article is from the Thomas More Society by Katie Clancy. Justice denied. Alvin Bragg fails to prosecute violent attack against pro-lifer. Thomas More Society attorneys to file civil lawsuit after Manhattan District Attorney fails to prosecute assailant. New York, New York. Thomas More Society attorneys announced they will file a civil lawsuit and seek damages on behalf of veteran pro-life advocate Savannah Craven Antao against her assailant, Brianna Rivers, after Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg's office failed to prosecute the felony assault charge. In April 2025, Rivers assaulted Savannah with several blows to the face while the pro-life advocate was filming a woman on the street interview for pro-life advocacy group Live Action. Several minutes into their taped sidewalk conversation, and incensed by Savannah's pro-life message, Rivers, without provocation, delivered several blows that caused a laceration, sending Savannah to the ER for stitches, resulting in $3,000 in medical bills. After the attack, Rivers walked away from the scene of the crime with both middle fingers extended. The entire assault was recorded on video and went viral on social media, leading to Rivers' arrest by NYPD and her being charged with second-degree assault. After her arrest, Rivers launched a GoFundMe to fundraise for her own defense. In a shocking twist, with no explanation from DA Bragg's office, Savannah learned that the charge against Rivers was downgraded to a misdemeanor and later completely dismissed. This absolutely sets a horrible precedent. It sends a signal that pro-life advocates could be assaulted and there's no consequences for those actions. This is absolutely disgusting. An assault caught on camera and these charges are dropped. Make it make sense. District Attorney Bragg's shocking refusal to uphold justice only works to undermine confidence in the system, especially when our political climate has become as fraught as it is now, said Christopher Ferreira, senior counsel at Thomas More Society. Failing to prosecute these clear-cut charges sets a dangerous standard for how our society responds to violence against those engaging in democratic dialogue. Quote, millions of people saw my attack, an unprovoked assault, captured on camera while I was peacefully sharing my pro-life views and engaging in respectful dialogue. Even with indisputable evidence, District Attorney Alvin Bragg's office quietly let the charges fade away, as if protecting people from violence was negotiable, said Savannah Craven and Tayo. Political violence should never be tolerated or given a free pass. When those in power refuse to hold accountable those who respond to free speech with violence, it threatens the very fabric of our civil society. I will not be intimidated or silenced when it comes to speaking up for the unborn. And with the support of Thomas More Society, I will keep pushing for accountability. And unfortunately, in New York City, if this woman's not going to be held criminally liable, responsible, then she can be held responsibly or held accountable on a civil basis. Let's move on with the article. This blatant example of selective prosecution shows a troubling disregard for equal protection, leaving peaceful, pro-life advocacy exposed to intimidation and violence. Savannah's assailant may have been spared criminal consequences by the Manhattan DA's failure, but we will see to it that she faces accountability, and that she should. We will seek justice for Savannah, including punitive damages, as a lesson to those who think they can respond to pro-life speech with violence, Ferreira added. Thomas More Society's attorneys have repeatedly witnessed a disturbing double standard in the enforcement of justice when it comes to violence directed at pro-lifers. Most recently, a young man in Baltimore walked away with a slap on the wrist after brutally assaulting two elderly pro-lifers praying outside a Planned Parenthood. Meanwhile, pro-life advocates like Mark Houck and Paul Vaughn, whose actions were rooted in peaceful defense of the unborn, faced the full weight of federal prosecution under the Biden administration, had their homes raided by armed agents in front of their families, and faced severe prison sentences. That is the end of the article. Let's take a look at and let's hear from Savannah directly in terms of her experience with the brutal assault and her experience dealing with Alvin Bragg's office. This was taken from her TikTok account.
On April 3rd, 2025, I, Savannah Craven Antao, was brutally assaulted in the streets of Harlem while conducting interviews on Planned Parenthood. The entire shocking interaction was caught on camera by my husband, leaving no doubt that the assailant, Brianna Rivers, was not only guilty of aggravated assault, but also exulting over her own vicious criminal act. Rivers was arrested and reportedly charged with felony assault. But after an interview with two prosecutors, I was informed that the felony had been downgraded to a misdemeanor. Despite indisputable video evidence of brutal assault and battery, producing significant injury, trauma, and resulting in over $3,000 in medical bills. Over the next few weeks, the Office of the New York District Attorney, Alvin Bragg, infamous for its two-tiered system of justice that favors criminals over victims, failed to pursue the case. On July 23rd, 2025, I find out the prosecution simply allowed this misdemeanor to be dismissed on speedy trial grounds, apparently due to the prosecution's failure to file a certificate of readiness. I was never advised by the prosecution that my case had essentially been abandoned. As a matter of fact, the prosecutor assigned to handle my case isn't even admitted to the New York bar, just an inexperienced law school graduate. Yet he was able to handle my case under a student practice rule, which is supposed to apply to only very minor offenses. Prior to the dismissal, the prosecutors failed to communicate with me and with my lawyers, and the failure to communicate continued after my lawyers intervened on my behalf to try and find out how this case could be dismissed. To this day, my lawyers and I have received zero reply, despite multiple text messages, emails, and phone calls. It is inconceivable that a violent assault case such as this, one that received widespread media attention, including that shocking video, would be put into the hands of somebody not even admitted to the New York bar, who then allowed for the case to be dismissed. It is hard to avoid the conclusion that this case was deliberately sabotaged. To this day, my assailant, Brianna Rivers, continues to show zero remorse and make jokes about her act of violence toward me and other pro-lifers. I do not want clicks, fame, or sympathy for what happened to me. I want justice for the countless pro-life and conservative activists that go out and peacefully stand up for what they believe in. And justice for the thousands of preborn children who will be aborted today, tomorrow, and the next. No one on either side of the aisle should experience physical violence for using their First Amendment right. Shame on you, Alvin Bragg.
If you found value in this video, please like the video, comment below. Don't forget to share the video. And if you feel that I've earned it, please subscribe to the channel. My goal is to give you honest and direct feedback and go deeper than what the mainstream media is telling you. Take care, God bless, and see you next time.